Dark Rider. A little while back, I played a series on the channel of the game Jurassic World Evolution. Really fun game, highly recommend it, and something that I will play continuously still. A game I still like, unlike Ark, which I would say play on the PC. This is a game I definitely would say play on console because it's a lot more manageable. Just because there's easy access to the response teams like the helicopter and that. But I digress. I played that series, and during the series I mentioned something about a tournament. I planned to set up like a Jurassic World Fight Club kind of a thing. I've already set up the arenas, and what's going to happen is during that series, I mentioned to people, originally I was going to have viewers to like freely entertain and like freely go into the tournament. And what was going to happen is they just had to comment their favorite dinosaur on the first episode, or I don't know, just like help out with the videos and let me know that they helped out. That didn't help. We had no response from that, even though people were watching the videos. So we were just like, okay. And so since we didn't have anyone at the time that freely asked to be signed up, we decided that we're just going to pick out, now the series is over, we decided we're just going to pick out some of our friends and we'll make the roster. Now, before I actually get into any of this, and I will mention two things. First, for those that are curious on the prizes for said tournament, I will be mentioning them later in the video, but if the people that are entered into the tournament are curious about what these prizes are, there will be a link to every single game in the description below of every single prize that you could win. They're all Steam games, so there'll be pretty much Steam links to every single one, so feel free to have a look. The other thing I want to mention is something that might be confusing a few people about how this all works. People that are being entered in the tournament, they don't have to do anything, they don't have to pay anything. They literally are they're literally just like agreeing to get free games. That's about it. Because what's going to happen is, when for the people that I'm asking to enter the tournament, if they want to, all that's going to be done is their name is going into one of the registered player slots, so that way, they're participating. And then I'll do the episodes, you'll see the teams battling, and when the tournament is over, depending on where their team put them, that's where they'll get prizes. Now, that means they don't have to do a damn thing. And all the games are legit. All the games they won't have to pay for at all. They'll pretty much redeem and claim. There is no catch to it. Just because I've got about 36 games on a list, and I get them from a website called Humble Bundle. Humble Bundle is not only in league with Steam and a few other places, but it's also a charity I guess you could call it a charity website. It links with a whole bunch of different charities, and that's how it does its bundles. It's the way its bundles works is like you've got game bundles, book bundles, software bundles, all this other stuff, and it always rotates. It's like, I think all of them last for 2 weeks to a month, depending on the bundle. I'm not exactly sure. I think most of them last for a month, but there are some shortages, but still. And what happens is they're pretty much pay what you want bundles, and they're really good. I've used them for years. I've had no issues with both the games I claim and the charities I donate to. And one of the charities I donate to is one of the ones I donate to regularly, which is Clearwater. So that was a bonus. And the way it works is, for instance, a game bundle. This, for an example, you'll see it'll have say it has 16 games. You'll say if you pay $1 something, you'll get these 2 games. But if you pay $5 something, you'll get those 2 plus these 3. And if you pay the average, which is $10 something, you'll also get these 3 games on top. And it'll go through like that until you get pretty much the entire bundle, which will give you everything in the bundle. And I think usually, they're really good usually time. I think you can probably pick up 20 to 30 games for like 20 to 30 bucks. It's really like quite good. I've picked up some really good deals with them, and the I've some of the games that I play like today, there are some games that I've got on my list that, or like a lot of them came from Humble Bundle, and one of the best things is when you're paying for it, you get to choose where the money goes. If it goes to how much of it goes to charity, how much it goes to the tips of Humble Bundle, and how much of it goes to the developers of the game. So it's really good. I highly recommend it. If there'll also be a link to that in the description below, so feel free to check that out. But yeah, so that's pretty much how I got these games, and I've got 36 games here, and as I said, I'll mention them later. But the way it works is, over here you'll see a chart of how the tournament's going to be laid out. And what's going to happen is it's going to be a kind of elimination, but no one's getting kicked out from square one. What's going to happen is you'll have 12 contestants, and they'll verse in 1v1s until you have 6 that move on to Tier 1 and 6 that move on to what I call Tier 2. Now both tournaments, but Tier 1 and Tier 2, will run exactly the same. So Tier 1, you'll have the 6 people that moved on will now verse each other in 1v1s until there's 3 left. Those 3 remaining will go into a battle royale. Their teams will fight. Whoever's team gets completely knocked out first will of course be in third, and then the other 2 will of course be deciding who's first, who's second. And same with Tier 2, they will be doing the exact same thing. Now, as for how the tournament team works, pretty much each round it'll be a different dinosaur, but each round there will be a dinosaur. So like round 1 will be raptors, so you'll have each team with 3 raptors to their name. The only difference is of the skin color, like their patterning and skin color will be a lot different from each other. I'll probably be choosing more distinct ones, that way you guys know exactly whose is who. But yeah, it's like that's how they'll move on. Like the first 12, like the first matches, that will be raptors, and you pretty much win by knocking out killing all 3 of your opponent's raptors. So like when one raptor comes in, so the other raptor, they fight, and when one raptor dies, the next raptor will come in, and that will keep going until there is one team raptor left, and then you go through the entire roster. And yeah, that'll pretty much just keep going until the end of it. But Tier 2 will have a different dinosaur. Not Tier 2. The second round will have another different dinosaur, and the third round will have a different dinosaur. And that's pretty much how the tournament's going to go. Where like there's arenas set up in the game that I've set up. There's going to just be a whole lot of fun behind it. And this will all start when I filled out the roster, so just look forward to that. But the other thing about it is who comes where, because everyone's going to get a certain amount of games. There is a total of 36 games, and I have a list of here that I will read out in a few moments. But there's a list of 36 games here that are all free up to grabs, and none of them are assigned, which pretty much means that if you come first, you get first serve. And what's going to happen is every single player in the entirety of the roster will get pretty much 2 games, except for 4 slots. Pretty much first, second, and third will get 3 games, as well as whoever comes in 7th. Reason why? Because the person in 7th is going to be, first place in Tier 2. It gives like a rewarding factor to whoever wins the Tier 2 match. So when it's all marked up, when we know exactly who comes where in the entire tournament, that's pretty much how it's going to work. Like when it comes to when I know exactly who's first to last, I will contact them one by one. So like whoever's in first, I will contact them, show them the list of games, and they will pick whichever games they want. They're first person will get, the first, second, and third will get 3 games each. But the higher you come, the more likely you're going to get the games that you want. That's why it's probably good to choose a few backups just in case someone chooses before you. But I've made sure that there is quite a few games on this list, so that way no one really is shortchanged. But yeah, so pretty much people will tell me what they want, and I'll send them the redeem code. So all they have to do is literally redeem the code I give them, and they'll get the game instantly. None of the games have an expiry date, but if there is some sort of issue, I will discuss like a solution with the person. Probably find a way to like get like something different for them, if not something better, because these codes should work, so there's no reason it shouldn't. But I like to be thorough. But yeah, so first, second, and third will go. They will pick 3 games each. Then fourth, fifth, sixth will get 2 games each. Then 7th place will get to pick 3 games. Then 8th to 12th will get to pick 2 games. And even then, there will still be about, I think, 4 or 6 games left over. I forget exactly what it worked out to. So there are some games that could probably be like bad on this list, or just some games no one's interested in, and they don't have to be picked. You don't have to pick them. At the end of the day, I'm trying to make sure that no one kind of leaves with something that they don't want. Like, if there's people that find out that there's no games on this list that they want, they don't have to claim them, but they're free to take them if they want. Or hell, they're free to take the code and give it to a friend of theirs. Like, that's up to them. But yeah, when it comes to the like list of games, there should be like quite a few games left over, which I'll just later on message on Facebook to say if anyone wants these and just give them away. But yeah, for the most part, I'm kind of making sure that people go away with something that they're actually interested in, to say the least. But as for the games, these aren't in any order. There are some of the better games down the bottom list, but it's more mixed up because I was adding these as I was like getting the bundles. So like these have just been sitting here because these are for when I've bought Humble Bundle bundles in the past. I sometimes usually only want 1 or 2 games off the list, but I buy the entire bundle because it's for charity, and then I just have all these games just sitting in my storage waiting to be claimed. So I thought, why not make a little tournament and just give them away? Because why not? I don't need a reason to be giving games away. So, in order, like in my little list here, these aren't in any order as I said, but you can tell there are some games that are better than others. So, Carnival Games VR, Brutal Legends, Massive Chalice, WWE 2K20 and NBA 2K20, NBA Playgrounds 2, Civilizations 3, Costume Quest, Broken Age, Full Throttle Remastered, Grim Fandango, Headlander, Scapegoat 2, Hack/GU Last Resort, Pac-Man 256, Gnog, 140, Thoth, Gang Beasts, Mountain, Everything, Katami Damancy Reroll, Kids, Psychonauts in the Rhombus of Ruin, XCOM Enemies Unknown Complete Edition, which I will point out, that one, like, I will post a link in the description, but that one's actually harder to find because that is actually not what it's called on Steam, but it's like there's a bundle which involves Game 1, that is what this technically is. I don't know why it's confusing to look up, but I don't make the rules of how their websites work. So moving on, we have Spec Ops The Line, The Golf Club 2019, Get Even, Enslaved, Odyssey of the West Premium Edition, Tekken, Rad, Day of Tentacles Remastered, Borderlands Handsome Jack Collection, Borderlands Game of the Year Edition, and Tales of Berseria. All these games are for grabs, and one thing I also should mention is myself, Jade, and William will not be participating in the tournament. Suki gets a pass, even though she's technically now a member of the team. She gets a pass because she's also like our most diligent viewer, so she got a kind of pass with that one. But everyone else of the team, we are trying our hardest not to be in the tournament, because it's kind of pointless for us to give away games only to be in the tournament to get the games. That makes it pointless. However, we want to try to get this tournament done, and if we end up filling like most of the slots, but we're still missing 2 to 3 slots, the three of us will slip ourselves into the tournament only for the fact of kind of like making sure that it ends. Like, if we end up like we'll participate, but chances are we will class ourselves like I'll class myself as an instant loss. They can actually try to compete if they want, but any games that I win, I'll literally just be adding to the games I give away. Like at the end of it, they can do whatever they want if they do it. But we're trying to avoid all that because we want to make sure that we're not included in this tournament, because it's mainly just to give games away for other people to just have a bit of fun. So yeah, as for the rules, there's not much rules that can be broken. I like this when it comes to the tournament. It will be completely even. Like the Raptors will have the exact same stats. So there's no real reason why. Like I don't know if that will cause. Like I'll do some test runs to see if like that will cause any issues. But what was going to happen is pretty much like the all of the dinosaurs will have the same stats. So that way it's a completely even playing ground. I'll be pretty much setting the attack, like, because it's in the sandbox mode, I'll be setting them to be just always wanting to attack each other, so we won't have to worry about them not fighting. Because thanks to sandbox I've got so many options that I can play with. But yeah, pretty much it's just a fun thing, just have a bit of fun. People get free games, so why not? Yeah, we're going to try not be in the tournament, as I said, and yeah, I hope that explained all of it, because again, when it comes to rules, there's not really much in place that we need to worry about. Like, there'll always be a win or lose. I don't think you could ever have a tie of both dinosaurs dying at the same time. I haven't decided yet whether I'm going to add in environmental threats, so like other dinosaurs like herbivores into the enclosure to be kind of like environmental dangers. I might think about doing that, especially like for the Battle Royale ending match, but I don't know yet, so I will think about that. I will discuss that with Jade and William to see what they think about it. But yeah, if you guys have any questions, let me know in the comments down below, because I'm happy to answer any questions you guys have about the tournament. And yeah, pretty much when we have the full roster and we're getting ready to set up for that to be put onto the channel, like that little mini series, I will be posting another one of these videos telling you that it will be on. But yeah, for now, my friends, hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure to hit the bell notification icon down below to be notified by any of our shenanigans that we post every weekend. Leave a like, leave a subscribe, check out videos, and we shall see you in the next video. Thank you and goodbye.